Hey guys, it's Gabby. Today I'm going to be going through a quick tutorial on how to take a very simple CAD drawing into Rhino and then render it through V-Ray. So we'll be going over how to assign materials and a cool one, how to apply light materials so that your building can look like it's emitting light. Like this little cheese building. So let's start. And bear with me because my CAD is randomly tending to ignore the escape key. Like, I can't use my escape key. I don't know why, but that's what I'm dealing with right now. So I'll be patient for now. Let's start by doing some AutoCAD tricks that I learned late in the game. I don't know if you guys know them or not, but quickly. Let's do DI, 25 by 25. My little box is 25 feet by 25 feet. And it's offset. Hopefully you guys know how to use offset. O, specify the offset distance within. You have an 8-inch wall. Now, for trimming, the reason why I go with trim is because for a long time I thought that trim was just exclusive for hitting the source and then trimming, but the trim tool is far more versatile. You can write TR, hit enter one more time, and you can trim, TR, hit enter one more time, and you can trim whatever you want. It doesn't have to specify the trim source. This will save a lot of time. So, in that way I can do my opening of 3 feet, and I can say TR, enter again, and chop up the wall. I want to do this because the opening will be dashed, and I've set up 4 different layers, and usually what I used to do was select the segments and then change them to the desired color, but there's an easier way of doing that once your drawing gets really busy and you get a certain rhythm. You can just match things to one another. You have your red line over here and you make it red. You have your cut line that's white over here, you hit MA, hit your origin, boom, it's all white. Now my wall is all separated between, I think, 4 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want it to be a single polyline. Now sometimes you can use join. You can certainly use join, the command join, but there's an easier way that Anita taught me. You write boundary, you pick points within the shape that you want to join into one. So that would be this long wall shape. Hit in between it. It goes back to the layer that you're in, but that's okay, I can just match it later. But look, it becomes one single piece. So let's do match again. MA, right? So I think I hit the 4 tricks: offset, trim, boundaries, and match. And I know that Frank and Anita are going to go over a lot more AutoCAD tricks, and hopefully they'll go over how to set up a CTB and how to set up your paper space, because that will change your life. That will save so much time. Here, let me do something. Hold on. Okay, so to get it to Rhino, you have to save it. Save as, let's call it drawing 2 for now. And I usually save it a lower AutoCAD, just because my Rhino sometimes gets picky, and if I hit AutoCAD 2013, some of the lines won't show up. So if you hit that bump on the road, just know that sometimes just lowering the version of AutoCAD solves that. So now I'm in AutoCAD. I'm going to say file, import, and I have my stuff here. Yay! To make the wall, I want to use this space right here, right? This form. So, what would be the quickest way? Okay, so you have to make it into a plane first. Write planar surface, and that creates a plane within the shape. So let's see, let me practice over here. I can go like this. Write planar surface, and then I can write extrude surface, and you have any shape you like. Oops. You have any shape you want with that command. So let me go over it again. You have your line drawing. Select the lines you want to create into a plane. Write planar surface. You have your plane. From there, you can extrude it and make it into your wall. But I want to know exactly how high I have to extrude that wall. That's what I'm going to need my section for. Now sections, they have to be, I guess, tilted 90 degrees so that you can measure it in your space. So you have to rotate it in 3D. There's the rotate button over here, and you have to right click so that it's rotate 3D. Right click it. Select your rotation axis, and then just write 90. And I like to just get it right next to, oh, oops, sorry. And I just like to get it right next to the corner of my plane, which we made earlier. That way, oh, lost line. Okay. That way you can just hit your surface, right? Extrude surface. Oh, where are you? Extrude surface. And you can match it up perfectly with your section. So, okay, so now you have that. Now you have to get the small rooftop with your parapet. It's over here. There's select ways of doing it. You can either hit your section, and there you go, you have one. But this will create an awkward geometry. So one way of trimming this, you can literally trim it with a trim tool, or you can start playing with your planes. You can do solid edit tools, faces, move face. Oh, that one. Move it. Bam, it's inside. You change the geometry. Great. So now we want to start adding the apertures, your windows, and your doors. The quickest way would be creating a form over it, making sure it goes through your desired form, hitting the object that's going to stay first, right-clicking this button right here, hitting this Boolean difference button, and then specifying what's going to cut through your form. Okay, so there's a little entrance here. Let's make a bunch of them because I think I made a bunch of them last time. think I made, yeah, I made some in the back and in the front. And yeah, guys, just like have fun with it. If you guys don't have any experience with Rhino, the only way to really get good at it is watching a lot of tutorials and experimenting. Just experiment as much as you can with it. Because it's definitely one of my favorite programs. Alright, so now I have a bunch of holes. Oh, I forgot to put the ground, so the ground. Put a ground. Alright, so now let's start thinking about, let's see, what are we thinking about now? Oh, rendering this thing. I want the outside to be just like a white ceramic type of look. I want the ground to be grass or whatever. I think I made it blue here. Let's make it blue. For some reason I don't have grass in my V-Ray at the moment. I used to, but right now I don't. And I want the interior to be wood floor. So, oh, hold on. So right now, I just noticed that my box is red, which means that it's in the floor layer. I don't want it to be in the floor layer. I want it to be my default. Why is that way? I don't know. So what you do is you click on the form you want to change. You right click the desired layer, and then you hit change object layer. Suddenly is what I want. And I want the ground to be blue, so I change it. Oops. Cool. Now I want my floors to be wooden, so let's make the floor wood. Now right now the geometries are intersecting, so they won't render right if you do it like this. So you have to sort of either boolean it and make sure that the geometry is by itself, that there's nothing overlapping, or else the render will be weird. Oh, my mom and my grandma are here. I need to go say hi. I'll be right back.
So I just heard the first half of this video, and it's so awkward to hear myself. And I also keep repeating the word desired for some reason. Super funny. Let's keep going. Alright. So what was I doing? I was gonna start putting materials on this thing. So I have my green, which is blue, called blue right now. Let's just call it floor, no, not floor, ground. Let's call it ground, because that's confusing. We have our floor, default, it's called default walls. And these surfaces right here, these layers right here are just from the DWG. We can turn them off right now. Turn everything on. So now that you have your geometry, your forms pretty much the way you want, you can start assigning materials. So I want the walls layer to be ceramic white. Now to use V-Ray, you have to make sure that your V-Ray is on and that you have it. Anita has it, so if you guys need this software, ask her about it. And I think I have it too, but for Rhino 4. And I think you should push to get Rhino 5. I'm gonna get my Rhino 5 from her soon. Let her hook you up. So current renderer, V-Ray for Rhino. Now, right here, next to the color of the form is your material selector for V-Ray. At first you need to create it. Right now it's created because I did it previously, but let's pretend like there is none. So you create it, Hold on, let me purge. Okay, so you created. I want to make the walls ceramic white. Let me delete it so we can start over again. Remove. Yes. Yeah, remove it. I'm going to import new material. Now, to make a nice white, glossy looking house, you can use porcelain. You can do white porcelain or ceramic white. Kind of have to just test them out. There's ceramic white shiny. For now, I'll just do ceramic white. Once you have that, you need to right click it and apply material to layer. I want it to be for my walls. Hit OK. Click out of it. Click out of everything. Just to make sure, just go back to browse and make sure it's selected. Sometimes when you render and you re-render, some of the V-Ray settings don't get readjusted, so you have to kind of go and readjust them every 2 seconds. It just becomes natural. Now let's make the floor wood floor. Okay, so create. Let's delete this one. I have my wood floor, but I'm going to delete it so we can do it again. And I'm going to look for it. So it's import new materials for wood, and I think it's wood floor. Now with wood floor, cool thing with wood floor is that you can manipulate, you can manipulate any material, but wood floor, if you want the planks to go a certain way, you can certainly direct it through V-Ray. So for example, if your planks are going the wrong way once you render them, here, let me try. Hit the render button. Let me explain what I'm talking about. Oops. Just kidding. Hold on. It's a plugin. Make sure it's in plugin, guys. Sorry. Okay. So when you render it, like right now in the scale of this thing, these planks are huge, and I don't want them to be going in that direction. I want them to be going in the opposite direction, not opposite, but 90 degrees, turn them, do whatever. I want them in an angle. You can do all sorts of things in V-Ray. You can hit edit. You can, in the fuse, you can hit this M button right here, and you can tell it, I don't want it to be going this direction, I want it to be going the other way. So the grain suddenly turns from north to south to east to west, basically. And I want there to be more planks. These planks are too huge. So what you do is you increase the number of tiles per, I guess, tiles per area, tiles per square foot. I don't know, but you just increase this number. Let me put 10, and suddenly the patch becomes way smaller. So now I'm gonna, so I don't know if you guys remember, but the planks were going to the other direction before, and now they're going to this direction, and there's a lot more planks now. I think it's a little more realistic than the huge planks that were there before. So great. That's what I want. Now to add light. Let's do the light. Let's do the light. For ground, I just made it blue velvet. So I showed you guys how to do it. You just create it. look for it, import material, look for the material, and apply it to your layer. Quite easy actually. Now for lights. Let me see what I did for the other one. Okay, so in this one, let's see. Okay, there's different ways of doing this. Since we're not gonna get any interior shots, I just made these little hanging surfaces that become light sources, and I also used excuse me. Hold on 1 second. I also used one of these light sources to create this thing right here. Because what you have to understand that V-Ray is not going to give you a light source. It'll give you the look of a light source. It'll give you a shining, bright, white look. But literal light comes from Rhino itself. You go to this button right here to create a plane. So there, that right there is light. Okay, so it's this button right here. But I also want a lamp look, or whatever, hanging lamp look within my house, and so I want these planes right here to look like lights. So what you do is you assign a material to it, and that material is called emissive light, emissive glass. Right now my light is in this layer, so I'm going to change it to that layer, and I'm going to show you guys where this material is. Over here, it's under emissive glass. That's fine, or emissive, whatever you want. What happens with emissive is sometimes it gives you like wrong lighting. Like, look at this. Right now it's gonna look like a yellow fluorescent bulb, but you want a white or whatever, maybe you want blue light. You have the option to make your light look different colors, like different colors. But I want mine to be white. And you can certainly choose the intensity of the white. You can do a lot of things. You can play around with this button. You have to render and re-render over and over again, guys. Never get sick of rendering. It's just over and over and over and over. Do it, do it. So see, the white planes, they are the V-Ray material. The V-Ray material of emissive glass. They are not really creating light. They look like they're creating light. The one that's really creating light is this weird looking thing right here in the middle. That one you have to learn how to hide, and since it's within the walls, no one will ever see them. But that is what's actually making your light. So the trick with rendering is how to make the illusion as if these planes were making the light. So you have to coordinate between light emitting V-Ray materials and these right here, these options. Cool. So let's see. So there you have it, your box. And what else did I say I would go over? Setting. Oh, okay. No background. So later on in Photoshop, you want to probably add your own Photoshop sky. So what you do, you go to V-Ray, Options, you go to Environment, and you click the background off. Now sometimes what happens is that to get realistic renders, you might want to set up a blue looking sky color so that your whites can really reflect a normal day, like a photo. So you might want to experiment with no background and with a blue or a dark blue background just to see how you can manipulate it. Right now I don't want a background. I want to put it in Photoshop later. This will create a PNG that will let me have no background. Let's see. Now to render, I like making views and views that I can go back to. I don't think it's good to just render randomly, especially if you want to layer later all your renders. So to create a set view, here, let me show you a set view. Set view, one view. That's the view I want. And what did I do? First of all, I was in perspective. And in the perspective viewport in Rhino, the lens length is 50 millimeters, and in order for it to be more, for it to be similar to an eye, a human eye, you have to lower it to 22. That's the recommended number. So it distorts the view as if it were being viewed by a person. Then you look around and you say, okay, this is the view I want. You hit perspective, set view, and you go to named views, and you save it. I'm gonna call it Gaby likes this view. Sure, that's my view. So anytime I get out of it, I can just go back to it. Oops. Sorry. Boom. So I can go anywhere, work on anything, and if I want to go back to that view and render it 20 times more, I can. And in Photoshop it'll be really nice if you want to layer things on top of each other. You don't have to do any guesswork. That's the view that's going to show up in Photoshop. Now let's see, what else did I say? So set views, name set views, apply background. Okay, so now it's ready. You can just render. You render your box, you save it. PNG works for me. I like PNG because it does not save if you save it as a JPEG or anything else, it will save your black background as a black background. So just save it as a PNG. You'll see it doesn't show up in Photoshop. Oh, crap. Where is it? Oh, it's here. So now I'm here. See? Now you can put whatever you want in your background layer. This is such a cheesy photo. I wanted the moon. I'm sorry. I'm a romantic. I like moon. I like the moon. Okay, no, that looks bad, but the other one looked great. Whatever. This one's great. So yeah, guys, have fun, tweak things. If you don't like how reflective this wall is, try the ceramic white porcelain that is not reflective. Just try over and over again until you get the right look. And tweak it in Photoshop as much as you want, but get the right look in Rhino and V-Ray from the start so that Photoshop will be minor touches, not really something that you need to spend too much time in. This has been really, really fun. a bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie, but I hope that you guys learned a little bit. It was a very basic video, and if you guys need more help and other stuff, I can certainly help, and Anita can too. Some other people that I know Rhino. I think Jean knows Rhino. Um, who else? Who else? Well, whatever. We'll just talk it out later. Have fun, guys, and call me or text me or email me if you need anything. My email is gsanc023@fiu.edu. Love you guys. Bye, bros. Oh, guys, and last few notes. Let me go back here. Okay, so just like you can modify the intensity of the V-Ray materials, you can modify the intensity of the Rhino light source. So what you do is you select your light source, you hit this button right here, the last one under the lights button. You make sure that the object is in light properties, not object, but light. And then here you can work with your light and make it either super bright, or you can tone it down. You can make it different colors just like that. So you can, if like I said, you want your lights to make green or blue light, you can do that. And the other thing is that you need to make sure that it's double-sided. Otherwise, it'll only create light for one side of your project. Then again, you can also use a sphere, you can also use a spotlight, you can create a gigantic sun over your project. There's many ways you can work with this, but just know that you can manipulate it. What else? I know that there's something else I wanted to say. Crap, I don't remember. What else? What? I don't remember. Love you guys.